Hi guys, I'm Katie.
And I'm Savannah. And this is Reading with a Twist.
So today's video is going to be books that we have given 5 out of 5. And we have each picked about 5 books to show you guys. So let's get
Okay, so my first book is The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen. This book I thought was going to be romance, but it was a little bit, but it's more about like family and like finding yourself, I guess. And it was really good and definitely gave it 5 out of 5. And I really liked Macy as the main character. I could relate to her a lot.
So my first book is a trilogy series, so technically speaking 3 books, but they're a package deal. And it is the Shatter Me series by Tahira Mafi. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but these books are definitely full-on romance books. Yeah, they're very romantic, but they are such good books. These are probably one of my top 5 favorite series in the world. These books are about a girl named Juliet whose touch is lethal, and she's been locked up in an asylum for a really long time, and the government wants to use her as a weapon. And so from there, there's a love story that branches off, and of course a love triangle. But oh my god, these books are so good.
My next book is Live Original by Sadie Robertson. You know, how the Duck Commander teens keeping it real. I really think that this is a good book for teenage girls. It talks about confidence, and it talks about like dealing with everyday struggles like stress and trying to fit in. It just sort of talks about how to overcome it all, and it gives you tips on how to think and be positive, and it's a good book. All teens, I really feel like, should read this book.
I have another series that I would give a 5 out of 5, and I actually don't currently have the first book to this series because I lent it to my friend. But that is the Shadow Falls series. These books are so good. Another romance, but it's a lot more than just romance. So it's really about kind of like finding yourself, and I don't know, it's really good. I think this is the second or the third one.
It's fantasy, but it's
about a girl.
So good.
Okay, now when you hear what this is about, you're gonna be like, no way, I'm not reading that. But it's so much more than just that. So this girl who finds out she has powers, and her mom blindly sends her away to this camp that her therapist has recommended. She thinks it's a camp for like delinquent kids because she's a little bit moody, but really it's a camp for like special kids, like special magical kids, and there's vampires and witches and everything, but it's not like Twilight at all. It's so good, it's like a big mystery and romance, and it's just got a little something for everybody.
Love triangle.
So I would definitely recommend these books to any teen girl. So yeah.
So my next book is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. She's the author of Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. And this was such a good book, and it had a little bit of romance in it, but I really just loved how they completed the list. And so this book is about this girl whose best friend goes missing, but mails her a list of things to do to have the most epic summer. And there's like easy things like hug a Jamie, and then there's hard things like go skinny dipping. And so she tries to complete all the lists to see if it will lead her back to her best friend. And there's a little love story on the way, I guess.
So the next book I have for review is another trilogy series, or I guess kind of a trilogy series. If you haven't caught on, I really like series. And it's Anna or Anna, whichever one you prefer, and The French Kiss. And there's a spin-off book about Isla and the Happily Ever After, which Isla is in this book, and then Lola and the Boy Next Door, and I don't think that one has any characters in it from this one. But this is about a girl who gets shipped off to Paris for her senior year. And is it senior year?
Yeah, it's senior year.
Yeah, and it is a romance too. I'm really into the romance books apparently, but it's a lot more than just romance too. Again, it's about finding yourself, and I think every teen girl should read it, and it's just a really happy and light book. It's by Stephanie Perkins, and I just went out and bought Isla and the Boy Next Door because it came out in paperback, so I'll tell you how that one is in maybe our next video, but I would definitely recommend this to anybody.
So my next book is Delirium by Lauren Oliver, and it's about this alternate society, I guess, where love is considered a disease and they are supposed to not feel it. But it's a romance and it's like forbidden love and it just rips your heart out of your chest and it's so good. It's a trilogy. It's Delirium, Requiem, and Pandemonium, and they are just so good. And there's a little bit of a love triangle, but it's also kind of like Hunger Games-y. Like,
so the next book I have is Dragon Slippers, and this is probably geared more for a younger audience, I would say, although I'm a junior in high school and I would read this book any day. It's another trilogy, and trilogies are really in. It's called Dragon Slippers, Dragon Flight, and Dragon Spear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And don't take the title seriously, because when I first saw it and she was talking about it, I was like, that book sounds like the weirdest book ever, and I do not want to read it. But it's about this girl, Creel.
Yeah, I say Creel.
You can interpret it how you want, and she basically gets like sold, not really, but like she runs away and she wants to go to the big kingdom and become a seamstress, and it's just so good. There's a little bit of a love story, but I don't really think that's the main focus of this book. It's just a really good, like, light, happy story of like friendship and honor, and I just really think it's good.
And dragons are real in the book, so it's kind of like fantasy.
A little bit fantasy, but it's not like, I'm not a big like fantasy type of person other than like Harry Potter, but it's not little kiddish or anything. It's on a high reading level, and I think it's really, really good.
So the next book is my absolute favorite book, and it's probably tied with the Harry Potter series, because, you know, Harry Potter has a very special place in my heart. But so does this book, and it's the book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and this is a historical fantasy book, and I just love it so much. It's 1939 in Nazi Germany, and Hitler is in charge. So this is about a girl who sees the book burnings and she wants to learn how to read, and it's just about her and her best friend and how they go through all these crazy things during Nazi Germany, like hiding a Jew, starving, stealing, and it is one of the best books it's from Death's point of view. So it's really kind of a weird point of view, but it is just one of the best books I've ever read. I will take this with me to college. I will take this with me when I move out. I'm never letting go.
Okay, so the next book I have is another trilogy. It's called The Selection, and then it goes from The Selection to the Elite, and then to The One. And it is about America Singer, and she is living in the Providence. It's a futuristic book where we have kind of resorted back to hierarchy, yes, and there's a reigning family, and it's about 35 girls get selected randomly, and they get sent to the castle, and the prince gets to pick one of them to wed, and it's like a huge competition. And the only problem is America already has a lover back home, but he is a caste below her, which would mean she would be really, really poor and have to become his caste, which is very frowned upon. And so she kind of winds up there on accident, and it is such a good book. It's a lot about finding yourself and speaking up, and just a lot about like morals and ethics. And this book is so good. I'd recommend it to anyone.